My name is David Droga and I'm the creative chairman of Droga 5, which is an advertising agency headquartered in New York City. What separates us from our competitors, and I've got some great competitors, I think is we don't really have one style. There's a lot of range. I'm trying very hard with my great partners to try and build a very sincere, smart agency that can toggle between Fortune 50 to NGO to politics to pop culture. Again, but I think at the end of the day we're a very, very creative and strategic agency.
Look at me.
Mean what you say.
Look at me.
Give it back to her.
Growing up, I've always relied on my imagination. I just wanted to be a writer when I was younger. I didn't care what sort of writer I was. And then I just learned about this industry called advertising, which was very much to be, you get to write lots of different, and make things all the time for different categories. And I thought, that sounds interesting. And so I just sort of burrowed my way in and got a job in a mailroom in an agency and sort of learnt the ropes there and was springboarded into the creative department and haven't looked back.
Take your spot.
You look nervous, what's wrong? Kinda am.
I guess the difference between good design and bad design is when the design is done for the person designing it, not for the person interacting with it. None of our clients' work is the same because they all have their own unique DNA, so we try and do what's appropriate and truthful for them. And that's how we do, we sort of get to the essence of who they are, not who we are. That's the real key.
Well, kids, Daddy's dead.
You got a dumb face.
Our job, essentially, as marketers, is to just, interrogate a brand until it confesses what it really is. And sometimes that's easy and sometimes that's difficult. This is my first time here. I'm so impressed with Indaba. I mean, not just from the incredible speakers you've had that I've learned something. I just think the more noble, lateral, brave thinkers that you bring together, we all inspire each other. I mean, there are people that I hadn't heard of and some people I'd heard of, and I listen to them talk and I'm leaving this thinking, I'm better for having listened to that, and that may seem like has nothing to do with what I do in my industry, but I'm thinking, thank goodness there are people like that out in the world doing these things. From the young Dutch designer who sort of brought down the product design, taking the water out was just such a smart solution. From the quirky genius Japanese sound engineer designer, which was amazing, to the young architect building the school. I mean, I just love it all. It just makes me think, as I said, there's real clarity, there's real purpose in what they do. And there's also beauty. It's amazing.